You can go through and read these words once the video finishes, but first of all I want you to go through and highlight the BE, which is a prefix at the start of each of these words, and then down here we've got the prefix Benny. Now we've put the meaning of these Latin roots down here, so B means thorough and Benny means well, so that may help you understand their meanings. Now there's quite a lot of other spelling rules and phonograms in this list, so I think you need to go through with a few colours. Now in begrudge, because the is making a short sound, we put DGE after it. If it was making a long sound, we just put GE. Now the GE is also making the J soft sound for the G, J, because we can't use J's at the end of words, so we have to do that form for the J sound. In bemused, if we take away the D, the E is making the U make a long sound. Now ED can make three different sounds at the end of a word. It can say D, ud or T, and we're seeing that here. You have to know to write ED there. Now if the base word ends in an E, you should know by now that you only have to add the D, you don't add an extra E. Now, you probably know the rule I before E except after C, where the sound is E. Now, the sound is E, and we do have the I before the E there. We've also got that GE again, making that soft sound for the G, which is J. Now, in bewildered, if we take the base word here, wild, the I can make a long vowel sound before an LD or an ND, such as wind or wild, but the thing here, the vowel sound can change when we add to the base word. So, and you're seeing that here. So it's going from wild to bewildered. So it's making it short vowel sound. Meant at the end of a word, do remember it's M-E-N-T. And we've got that G-E making the soft G sound here, the J. In beneficial and beneficiary, we've got the CI making the sh sound, because you know you can't use SH in the middle of words. You've got that ent again. Now, after a T, we frequently use OR at the end rather than ER, so be aware of that. And always remember there are thousands of words that end with the letter Y for the long E sound. There are only about 10 or 20 common words that you would use EY for. So if you're not sure, always just use the Y. Don't use EY unless you know that it's EY for the long E sound at the end of the word. Now, so go through and highlight any of those little tricks to remind you of the spelling, and then we're going to have a discussion on the meanings of these words. So begrudge means to give reluctantly or resentfully. Bemuse means you're confused about something. Besieged means surrounded and harassed. Bewildered means baffled or confused. Bereavement means a period of mourning after the loss or death of a loved one. Belligerent means hostile and aggressive. Beneficial means providing good effects. Benevolent means with good intentions. A benefactor is the person providing goods, money or help to someone else. And the beneficiary is the person receiving the good effect. Before you start the page, go through and read the words, break them into their syllables, then cover them, write them and check them. Then down here you have to write the word, then link it to its definition. So we've given you the breakdown, bemuse, write it on the line and then work out which is its matching definition and link it. Fill in the gap with the missing list word, quite easy to do. Write the list word for these definitions, so that's set out for you. Fill in the gap with the missing list word, so you need to know their meanings to do that. And use the word in a sentence. So you've got 3 words to write into 3 separate sentences. Here you simply have to write the root word for each of the given words. Here you're completing a verb table, and just remember E goes away when in comes to stay, and if a word ends in E and you're adding the ED and you don't need to add the E, just add the D. So make the list words into adverbs. You should know by now that that's simply by adding ly, and then use them in a sentence. So you've got a little line for the adverb and then a longer line for your sentences. Fill in the gap with the missing list word or list word extension. Be careful here, make sure you're using each of these words in its correct form for the particular sentence that you're writing it into. And then you've got to write a sentence down here. If you don't understand the meanings of these words, go back to your first page or look it up in a dictionary. On this page we're looking at the Latin roots bene and mal, so match the Latin roots to match its meaning. Quite an easy one. The Latin volent is a conjugation of the Latin verb valere, which means to will or to wish. So that just means it's changed. Conjugation just means it's changed the form of the verb. So using the above statement, define the following: benevolent and malevolent. Define diction and write sentences for the words below. Quite easy. Now, why do you think some Catholic popes have taken the name Benedict? So look up the meaning or work out the meaning of Benny and then Dick, put the two meanings together and you'll see quite simply why that's happened. Give examples of the following, and this is a little bit about the movie of Sleeping Beauty or Maleficent, which most of you probably will have seen or have heard, so fill in the missing information.